be like either below or above your nose. It's easier to listen.
Hey, you have you can hear me on the stream, by the way.
Okay.
Hey everyone, how are y'all doing today? Just need to check, see y'all can hear me, make sure everything's good. Um, this is the first live stream of the Severe Weather Watchers. We're going to be doing the WSB3, GR3, GR2. Hey Ronald, everybody, hey Kathleen, hey JCN, Daryl. So, if y'all ready to do this, I am. Um, Like I said, this is the group. I'm just the one doing the live stream. So here we go. Let's see what happens. All right. Um, on the SPC here, you notice there's two enhanced risks today. This was done at 2:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's enhanced risk in Montana. There's enhanced risk for Nebraska, Kansas, and Western Colorado. And then you got your slight risk is covering these states also, including portions of South Dakota, North Dakota, and Wyoming. There's also a tornado risk, which we've seen a couple spin ups already. Tornadoes, we've had one confirmed in Wyoming by law enforcement earlier. It was in, can't remember the town, but we'll get to that in a minute. You see a 5% risk of tornadoes for southeastern Montana, extreme northwestern, southwestern North Dakota, northwestern South Dakota, extreme northeastern Wyoming, and then down here in Nebraska, Kansas, and Colorado. Then you got your 2% around that. Risk for wind, there's a 30% risk of wind in these areas. Um, so that'd be some gusty winds, especially in these areas. That's where they've got that slight risk. Then you've got your hail risk covering basically all these areas that are going right now. Um, so we're going to look at real quick the there's a couple meso I think there's a couple meso discussions possibly out right now. We're going to pop over to those and see what they look like. Everybody hear me? If there's any issues, just let me know. Like I said, I am ready to do this. All right, this is meso discussions. Right now, there's only one meso discussion out at this time. Current mesoscale discussion is 1702. It was issued at 3:43 p.m. Central Standard Time today. Areas affected is southwest into central Montana. Concerning severe thunderstorm watch 569. This severe weather threat for the severe thunderstorm watch 569 continues. The threat for primarily large hail, severe wind gust will continue through the remainder of the afternoon and spread northeast into the remainder of the western side of this mesoscale discussion of the severe thunderstorm watch, with some areas seeing multiple rounds of storms. This is a discussion that was put out. Several discrete storms are ongoing across southwest Montana at 2030Z, which is, get my paper here, 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. The mean level CAPE of 750 to 1500 joules per kilogram and effective shear of 35 to 45 knots will continue to support organized convection, including the potential for a few supercells, large hail, and locally severe wind gusts, with a primary threat with any discrete cells through the afternoon, though a tornado cannot be ruled out, which with any stronger supercell, especially across the southeast portion of the warning watch. Where greater instability is in place, the large-scale accent ahead of the ejecting upper trough to the west may eventually support some upscale growth, which would raise the potential for somewhat more widespread severe wind with time. Additional redevelopment within the next 1 to 2 hours also remains possible upstream of the ongoing activity in advance of the trough, which would result in another round of potentially severe convection for areas that have already experienced strong thunderstorms. So we're going to go to WSB3 right now, pull that up, should be running. There's three, you see right now, there's 3 tornado warnings in this area. Are all these tornado warnings are radar indicated at this time. Then we got a storm down here. It's saying tornado possible that has a meso detection on it. Strength level is 6. Low level rotation is 31 knots. Base height is 11,000 feet and the depth is 14,000 feet. And I'll swap over to this is showing the reflectivity at this moment of these 3 tornado warnings. This is Marino, Yuma, Eckley. This is Colorado we're looking at right now. If y'all want to know where we're at, we're in Colorado. See if we get rid of some of this range folding on these storms. I'm going to change radar sites in a minute. But you see, this severe thunderstorm watch right here, it even says tornado possible. I'm going to start at the top right here at Marino and read out this tornado warning. Tornado warning remains in effect until 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for northwestern Washington and south central Logan counties. At 3:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Pre-Witt Wet Reservoir, or 17 miles northwest of Akron, moving at 20 miles per hour. Ping pong size hail and a tornado are your hazard. This is all radar indicated this time. They have not updated anything saying it was observed yet. But if there's any spotters out there, they may call this in if they see a tornado. Locations include Marino and Pre-Witt Reservoir. This tornado that's radar indicated is near Otis. This was issued at 3:57 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. A tornado remains in effect until 4:15 Mountain Standard Time for East Central Washington County. At 3:57 p.m., a confirmed tornado. This one should be saying, other than radar indicated, should be saying confirmed. A confirmed tornado was located near Otis, or 11 miles northwest of Yuma, moving northeast at 15 miles an hour. This is a damaging tornado with 2-inch hail. Emergency management did confirm this tornado at 3:57 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This includes the city of Otis. There's a meso detection on this at this time of strength of 15. Low level rotation is 62 knots. Base height is 14,000 feet. Depth is 21,000 feet on this meso detection. Since this is somewhat confirmed, I'm going to swap over to GR2, pull up the 3D, and see what we can see on that, if anything's there on that. Yes, there you go. It being purple on here, it's showing radar that it is confirmed. This one, it has been confirmed. At 21:07 UTC, which is 3 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time, a storm chaser confirmed a tornado in Washington County, 3 miles northeast of Akron. At 3:26 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, a train spotter confirmed it in Washington County, 4 miles northwest of Otis. Got multiple reports of this tornado there in Otis. And then another tornado was reported 4 miles east southeast of Planer. source was a storm chaser. There's a lot of range folding in the back side of this. I'm going to pull up the 3D here. There's the reflectivity on this storm. See, it pulls up. I'm going to have to get a different view of it, but there's a little bit, you see a little bit of rotation there. I'm going to zoom out and get another view of this around Otis. See if we get a better view of it. There's your rotation there. You see it's about 15,000 feet going up to about, according to this, about 48,000 now. I'm gonna pull up and see if we got any kind. Pull up correlation coefficient. It's really hard to tell on this one. If there's any type of debris ball. I'll swap back to WSB3 for that because it gives a better view of these storms on correlation coefficient, especially on this tornado observed. If you notice on GR2 and the same on GR3, your yellow indicates severe thunderstorm warning, your red indicates a tornado warning, radar indicated, the purple indicates a tornado confirmed. If it had a black line, it would mean something else, but just note that the purple is tornado confirmed. Alright, let me go to pull up here, pull up correlation coefficient on this storm, see if we've got any type. I don't see anything that would mark a possible debris ball in this, but I want to play it. That way I can see if we see anything. Let me slow it down a little bit. Let me do it manually. I don't see anything that would indicate a possible debris ball, even though there's some light green here. But that's probably just from, that could come from the radar scan. If you notice how it scans right there, that's possibly just the radar scan on this. But this, let me see what this says. If it's got anything else, it's still going. You notice the other tornado warning was expired, but the severe thunderstorm still says tornado possible with 60-mile-an-hour winds. I'm gonna try to get you a track on this storm to see which way it's going. If my track will work. WSB3, you basically have to be at a certain level. Alright. It's moving to the northeast at 14 miles an hour, inch and a half hail. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. We finally got it. So if I get this thing to track for me, I'll be in a better mood, but it's not wanting to. Let's look at base velocity. It just changed over to tornado observed. You notice that. No longer says tornado radar indicated. See if they've updated anything on it. No, we're still going on there. I've got a feeling they're probably going to extend this tornado warning due to it being observed. You notice there's almost 3-inch hail with this at this moment. So we're looking at the city of Otis. So if you know anybody in the city, in this area, please let them know what's going on, that there is a tornado warning. And it's hail probability of 100%, severe hail 40%, but it is saying 2.3/4 inch hail at this time with this tornado observed tornado. I'm gonna pull up storm relative velocity. There's your rotate. It moved on me. That's probably a rotation right there in this area that they're looking at. That may have been when the tornado was. We'll give it a few minutes. I'm going to go back to GR2 and see if we get a better scan on the 3D to show you the 3D on this storm. I know there's probably, I'm unable to watch chat, so I'm letting the moderators handle the chat. I'm more focused on getting this out. Let's pull up the hail, if it will. See, it's showing 1-inch hail now, where a while ago it was saying 2 3/4 inch and a half hail. One inch, inch and a half. We'll look at the echo tops real quick. See, the echo tops are at 54,000 feet in this storm, 53,000. So these are some tall supercells, thunderstorms. Today when we were doing our forecast, we knew this was going to be an area of concern. And that's why we knew this would be about the time we would go live to get the information out to everyone. Alright, I'm going to go back to GR2 and see what we got. Change it back to, there we go. I'm going to try to do the 2-panel window. Let me know how it looks. That way we'll have the velocity and the reflectivity. That way we can look at both of it. And then I'm going to pull up the 3D on here. Alright, just noticed this other storm just went tornado confirmed as we speak. So if you look at this, you see the rotation in this storm. I'm going to close this out, back up a little bit. This storm in Yuma just went tornado confirmed. Alright. Per the National Weather Service in Goodland, Kansas, at 4:10 p.m., a tornado remains in effect until 4:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for northwestern Yuma County. At 4:10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, a confirmed tornado was located 6 miles east of Otis, or 6 miles northwest of Yuma, moving at 15 miles per hour. This is a damaging tornado and tennis ball size hail. That is some large hail. It says now a radar confirmed tornado, which means they noticed probably a debris ball on this tornado is the reason they're calling it radar confirmed. It's not somebody on the street on the ground that has confirmed it, but we should be getting reports hopefully soon of this stating that it was confirmed by the public or public safety or spotter. The locations impacted include Yuma. Then they extended this tornado warning between Otis and Yuma at 4:10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. National Weather Service in Denver issued a tornado warning for east central Washington County in northeastern Colorado until 4:30 Mountain Standard Time. At 4:10, a confirmed tornado was located 5 miles northwest of Yuma, moving east at 15 miles per hour. This tornado has ping pong sized hail, and it was confirmed by weather spotters on the ground. Um, Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, vehicles will occur. Tree damage is very likely. According to this tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of central Washington County, which includes Hyde, the city of Hyde. To repeat, a tornado is on the ground. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you're outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. I'm going to try to see if I get the 3D on these three storms. That way we can see what we got going on here. As you tell the storm, look at the reflectivity. The echo tops are definitely above 50,000 feet. The base of the storm is running about 10,000 feet. Here's your base velocity. Look at it from the top in the 3D view. We're going to look at the rotation at this moment in this storm. There's somewhat of the rotation that they're talking about. I'm trying to get a better view of it on my side. You can see where it's showing it in the end rot, which is the rotation. It's going about 50,000 feet and down as low as probably 10,000 feet. So this is a severe storm. If y'all just heard me knock over something, I just knocked my Frosty. So give y'all something to laugh at. Yes, I do have a Frosty for later for my voice. And I'm trying to drink Dr. Pepper, water, because I know this is going to be a long night, people. But I'm going to be here as long as you want me to be. See, the rotation is getting a little bit bigger now in this area, in this scan. GR2, even though I've got this pulled up, it continues to update as much as the radar updates. So they let one tornado warning expire because they extended both of these warnings. A train spotter did report 4-inch hail in the city of Otis at 3:55 Mountain Standard Time. So this has got some very large hail in it. I'm gonna go back to WSP3. Um, the GR2, GR3. Look at the correlation coefficients. Not as well defined as those in WSP3. See here. All right, I'm gonna pull up the correlation coefficient on this storm to see if we see anything that they may be seeing. I know earlier this year we had a tornado confirmed, radar confirmed, and it was because they saw something on the correlation coefficient is the reason they confirmed it. I don't. I'm gonna let it scan a few times, let it play to see if we see anything in here. When you're doing these scans, looking for correlation coefficient, look for any kind of debris ball, you want to let it scan a few times and not just pull up and say, "Oh, I see it." Let it scan to actually see if you see the debris ball moving with the rotation or somewhere around it. You can see how the meso detection bounces around. I honestly don't see anything that could be showing a possible debris ball at this time in this storm, but the National Weather Service did, and that's why they issued this as a radar indicated tornado confirmed. And this is moving out of Otis into Yuma. Let me see if I get a track on this. Sometimes the track works, sometimes it doesn't. I think you actually have to be at some kind of level for it to do it. It says here the storm track is moving northeast at 8 miles an hour. Well, it just changed on me. Now it's moving at the east at 12 miles per hour. Hail detection 100%, severe hail probability 60%, and this meso detection is a strength of 10. Low level rotation is 42 knots. Base height is 14,000 feet. The depth is 21,000 feet. So it's probably 42 knots. You want to add probably about 5 miles per hour. 5 to 42. It's probably moving at 47 miles per hour, according to this. I'm trying to get you a track on it. WSV3 is having issues. You see all the storms here around that area. We're going to go back to reflectivity and look. See the DBZ there on that one. 68 DBZ. So there's where your hail is probably coming out of right there in this storm. The high DBZ. We'll look at storm relative. There's probably your rotation right there. Let's get some wind speed on that. 80 mile per hour winds incoming. It'll hold still on me. 80 mile per hour incoming. You got 37.8 outgoing. Add those together. You probably got 120, estimate 115, 120 mile per hour gate to gate shear on this storm. And there's still some 54 mile an hour. So right there is probably the rotation that they've seen on the ground. They observed. Even though you got your detection here, right there looks like what they're calling the tornado. Take the tracks off. See, it's moved at this moment. It's moved up here. You got 82.3 mile an hour winds outgoing. Um, with 17 outgoing. There's a 93 mile per hour wind outgoing at this time. So this has got some heavy, really gusty winds in this area right here. There's a meso detection strength of 12. Low level rotation is at 49 knots. Base height 14,000 feet. Depth is 21,000 feet. So, um, I'm going to go back to GR2. I'm going to pull up the 3D. After I swap back over to base velocity, I'm going to look at this, let it go through a couple of scans and see what we got here. Look how that meso detection just moves everywhere. There's your wind speed on this. Right there I got a 27 mile per hour incoming and a 46 mile per hour outgoing. It's getting a live scan right now. Alright, we're going to go back to GR2. I'm just going to zoom out real quick, make sure nothing else has changed in this area. Before I zoom in on the 3D version. We're going to zoom in right here on this area right here. Look at how tall that storm is. It's over, like I said, Echo Top's over 50,000 feet. So this is definitely a supercell storm. There's your rotation right there. See how the rotation moves up in there. Rotation is almost at 50,000 feet on this one. And it's about 11,000 feet right there. We're going to look at it from the top. Zoom around it. So give me a second. I'm looking at some stuff real quick. Alright. I'm going to show you what correlation coefficient looks like on here real quick. That way y'all can see why I like GR2 WSV3 correlate. Because see here, you really how it looks on here is really not as defined as it is on WSV3s. This may be something right there, that pixel, but it's like I said, it's easier to see it on GR3. I mean on WSV3. Give me let you know about the radars I'm using. WSV3 is either $25 a month or $250 a year after a 14-day trial. GR2 is $240 a year after a 21-day trial, I think it's got. And GR3 is I think it's $79.99 one-time fee after a 21 21-day free trial. So that's the radars we're using here. Um, the I don't have radar scope on my laptop, but that is a common mobile app people use. So, and it's only like $9.99 for Pro Tier 1 per year, or Pro Tier 2 it's $14.99 a month, or $99 a year for Pro Tier 2 on radar scope. But if you're located in these storms, please take cover. Do not think just because it's a tornado warning, you hear the sirens, it's time to go chase. Leave that up to the trained people that are trained to chase storms. Seek shelter in the lowest part of your home. Get away from windows. Also, if you have outside animals, get them in, especially in this large hail. You can get your car fixed, but you can't fix your animal with a head injury. It's always, I joke around, Fido doesn't own a helmet. So take care of Fido. I'm going to look at correlation coefficient. There we go. That might be a debris ball. Let me see what we got here. See how it's going through the scan? May have been a small debris ball there for a minute. So let me back up a little bit, see if we can catch that little spot that it may have been. Let me see if I catch it here. Give me a second. There we go. That could possibly be a debris ball. Let me back up a little bit further. I have to look at the reflectivity to make sure that there's not. But this right here could have been a possible debris ball for a short time. In the recent scans, it's went away. If I get the tornado observed out of the way, I can show you more. Let me see here. There we go. This looks like just a scan. It doesn't look like anything, even though it's light green. The reason I say that is because you look up here, you see all this up here in the scan. That's just the radar feedback. I'm going to go back to the reflectivity. You see the most severe part of the storm now is moving northeast, like they said. 2-inch hail. We'll see what we get on the hail real quick. Give it time to upload, if it will. Alright, one Dr. Pepper down, another one to go in water. There we go. There's about 2.5-inch hail right there. It's 2.3, 2-inch, 1.5 inch hail there, 2-inch there. All right, on this storm up here, we can go up here. There's an area of 4-inch hail right there. If you see that, that is 4.2 inch hail in this storm. Definitely this is some severe hail. Just like the SPC put out earlier today, this hail was going to be severe. It's because the lifted index was there, the freezing level was low. It's picking this moisture up, it's bouncing in the atmosphere, it's getting this hail up in there and just making it grow. And then by the time it falls, you see it's 4-inch hail. So this is some very large hail in this storm that is just north of this. Let me give it town. It's moving at the northeast also. Um, it's moving at 70 miles an hour. They need to change that little 3 to 4. If y'all agree with me. Um, see what this storm, severe thunderstorm warning says. This severe thunderstorm warning lasts until 4:45 Mountain Standard Time. Um, 79 mile per hour wind gusts, and at the time this severe thunderstorm was issued, it had a half-dollar size hail. But now we know it's got 4-inch hail by looking at radar. Um, it says the closest impacted city will be Clarkville, Colorado. All right. This tornado was observed. Let me swap over to storm relative. I want to check this out, see what it says. Um, Tornado and tennis ball size hail. Radar indicated rotation. Doesn't have an update yet on this about it being observed. Um, Still says at 3:55 Mountain Standard Time, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 6 miles northwest of Yuma, moving east at 20 miles per hour. I'm probably going to have to change radar sites due to get some range folding here. If you see the purple, that's what we call range folding. That's common when you're getting too far out from the radar site. We're going to look at different tilts on storm relative. There's tilt 2, which is 0.9 degrees. Tilt 3, which is 1.3 degrees. And you see it right there. You got your 51 mile per hour wind outgoing, 56, 59, 58. And then you got your 4.6 incoming. So this is where you get, they're showing the meso detection in this area. One thing I forgot to start up was my Epic Pen. I do have Epic Pen, but I forgot to start it up. So remind me next time to get the Epic Pen going. This meso detection is a strength of 9. Low level rotation is 43 knots. Base height is 15,000 feet. Depth is 21,000 feet. I'll go back to GR2 and we'll pull up the 3D on this storm. But right now we're going to hang in this area on these storms. Like I said, I'm not watching chat. If there's another tornado warning, I'm going to look real quick, just pan out, and see if there's any other tornado warnings. I don't see any. I see 2 MCDs, so we're going to go read about those if they're still active after this tornado warning. Because I want to focus on this. This is more important because it was tornado observed. There we go, right there. Public possibly reported a tornado on the ground at 2204 UTC. That means it was reported at 4:04 Mountain Standard Time. They reported this tornado. So it was 7 miles south of Clarkville. The county is Yuma. Source is public. They said this tornado was on the ground in this area. I'm going to swap this back to base velocity um, off correlation coefficient. I'll do the storm relative velocity over there. See, there's a little possibly a little bit of rotation here, possibly some right there. Let's get a 3D view of this. All right, here we go. Look how tall that is in 3D. I mean, you're looking at over 50,000 feet. You notice it cuts it off, so that means it cuts it off at 50,000 feet. If y'all heard it pop, I just opened the frosty. It's melting, so I got to eat it for it quick. There's a lot of rotation in this storm right here. I'm trying to zoom in where I can see it, where I can tell you where I'm seeing it at. Um, you see the green and blue. It started about 18. The lowest is about 18,000 feet, up to 50,000 feet. All right. And yes, y'all know my frosties. I love them. That's what's keeping my voice going right now. I saved one for tonight because I knew I was going to need it. I'm gonna look real quick at the warnings, see if there's any other warnings. There's plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings, but there's not a. This is the only tornado warning at this time. It said I want to stay on this storm until it's gone, and we will follow this tornado warning, and we'll get to other storms in just a minute. So bear with me for a minute. So, like I said, we're sitting here watching this right now, these storms. Um, so that I'm gonna go back to WSB3 and see if I see anything on it. I'm gonna try to change because this storm right here says tornado possible. I'm gonna see if I get a better radar sight. Um, Probably not. That's probably the best one I'll have right now. Um, just because of this location, you see, there's two meso detections at this time on this one tornado warning there in Yuma. The first meso detection is still a meso detection of steel, strength of 10, 43,000 knots, 43 knots. I don't know why I said 43,000. 43 knots at low level rotation. Base height's 15,000 feet. Um, Depth is 35,000 feet on that one. This other meso detection is a strength of 9. Base is 16,000 feet. Base height is 16,000 feet. Depth is 28,000 feet. And I'll pull up the base velocity. Man, there's some range folding in this. It makes it kind of hard to see this stuff. with all the range folding. But you see possible rotation right here where the green and the red. Let me go to storm relative. Then I will pull up the correlation coefficient, see if we see anything. But I'm going to get you some wind speeds here. 89 mile per hour incoming wind on this storm, 86, 99, 99.4 incoming till it scanned and messed me up. Where am I? A little bit of technical difficulties. Hold on. Alright. Let me zoom out a little bit. Excuse me. There we go. See, there's some winds up here, 43 mile per hour, 61 mile per hour incoming. The stream wind we were just seeing, we lost it in this new scan. We're seeing the 99 mile per hour winds. And this is using storm relative velocity. See if we get a track on this storm. See if my manual track will work. You'd think as much as I play with this thing, it would do it. Okay. See where all these storms are tracking at this moment? I'm going to swap back over to reflectivity. That way we can see if there's any type of hook or anything. See, this storm is moving at the east at 72 east at 18 miles per hour. The hail probability is 100%. Severe hail is 80%, and they're saying 3-inch hail probable. If you're in these areas where these storms are coming, please seek shelter immediately. Do not go out to play in the storms. Do not go out to try to observe them unless you are trained by the National Weather Service or taking a storm spotter class. Do not try to go out in these storms. Seek immediate shelter. When the tornado siren goes off, seek shelter. That means you're in immediate danger. I was hoping that we got a new tornado warning here, just north of this one. It's tornado radar indicated near Aleph, to the west of Aleph, northwest of Interstate 76. This has 4-inch hail probability is 100%. It is radar indicated. At 4:43 Mountain Standard Time, National Weather Service in Denver, Colorado issued a tornado warning for northwestern Logan County and northeastern Colorado until 5:15 Mountain Standard Time. At 4:43 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 6 miles north of Logan Corners or 9 miles northwest of Sterling, moving at 30 miles per hour. This tornado, other than a hazard for a tornado, this also has tennis ball size hail. This is radar indicated rotation. Location impacted is North Sterling Reservoir. Take cover now. Move to an interior room. Lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid the windows. If you're outdoors or in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. I don't know why they don't say anything about the dog, about your outside animals. I guess they don't care, but we do. We're big on saying get Fido inside and get Fluffy. They don't need they don't have helmets for them. So get your animals inside that you can. Um, Protect yourself and your animals. There's your velocity. It's possibly right in here that they've noticed it where the bright green and the green is. I'm gonna go to storm relative, see if it there's your bright blue. 56 mile per hour incoming. I keep getting updates, keeps messing my thing up. Alright, there's your live scans. Alright, I'm gonna swap over to GR2 on this one so we can possibly pull up the 3D on it. I'm gonna leave the reflectivity here. So stand by with me just a minute. Alright, looks like they've canceled that tornado warning there, according to GR2. Okay, why is not GR2 not showing both tornado warnings, all tornado warnings now? Did they cancel the one in Sterling? Let me swap over to GR3 real quick. I mean WSB3 to see if it was canceled. GR2 must not be. It looks like they're doing both right now. So they've extended this tornado warning. I'm gonna pull up GR3. We haven't looked at it today. We've looked at GR2. We're gonna pull up GR3 real quick and go to there. Base reflectivity. There's GR3. We got the Sterling storm here, severe thunderstorm here. This is your Yuma storm as it moves towards Holyoke, Lamar. Let's pull the windows. It's not showing anything right now. No tornado warnings. I'm gonna let it play. It looks like there we go. Now they've updated it. Okay. Let me zoom out a little bit so I get both of them here on GR3. GR3 is showing on the lower storm, which is over Eckley, west of Yuma, north of Eckley. We've got two meso detections at this moment. This is a strength level of 5. Low level rotation velocity is 24 knots. Low level delta velocity is 18 knots. The base is less than 12,000 feet. The depth is greater than 19,000 feet. And the maximum relative velocity, rotation velocity is 30 knots. And then the other one, the meso detection just on this one, it just went away. See, it's all time changing in these severe weathers. The severe weather and these tornadoes, they get a meso detection in one area, then it goes to another one. It's moving around in these severe thunderstorm, these tornado warnings. Here's a storm, another meso detection just to the southwest of the other one. Measure detection strength is 10. Low level rotation velocity is 29 knots. Low level delta velocity is 35 knots. Base is less than 12,000 feet. The depth is 31,000 feet. Storm relative is at 79%. The maximum relative velocity, rotation velocity is 43 knots, and the height is 16,000 feet. The storm just north of Sterling. Well, I'm gonna read this tornado warning real quick before we go any further. Excuse me. At 4:44 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, National Weather Service in Goodland issued a tornado warning for northern Yuma County, um, in northeastern Colorado until 5:15 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. At 4:44 Mountain Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 9 miles north of Yuma, moving east at 25 miles per hour. It's radar indicated. The tornado possibly has a tornado and hail up to 2 inches in diameter. Um, Again, this tornadic thunderstorm will remain mainly over rural areas of northern Yuma. Includes Highway 385 between mile markers 249 and 255. This tornado warning appeared to the northwest of Sterling, has a meadows detection of 5. Low level relative rotation velocity is 28 knots. Low level delta velocity is 21 knots. Base is less than 9,000 feet. Depth is greater than 15,000 feet. Maximum relative rotation velocity is 28 knots, and the height is 15,000 feet. And it's showing possibly 3-inch hail on this severe thunderstorm. Um, 22. All right, I'm gonna swap over to GR2. Let's see if we get some 3D images of these these tornado warnings here. Like I said, I may have to swap radar sites. Excuse me. We're gonna go to the North Storm real quick. We're gonna let it update, go through its steps. We get to the latest scan of these. I'm gonna pull up 3D on this storm right here. You see, here it's running. You see here, it's still storms about 40,000 feet most areas, but then it goes up in a certain area around over 50,000 feet in this 3D image. I'm gonna just rotate around it, look at it real quick before I get to there's Sterling, there's city of Sterling right there. This is what you're looking at on the 3D here. This is the way we were looking at it on the radar. Pull up the rotation. There's your rotation there. Can you see it? See how the green and blue are together? This should possibly get confirmed in a little bit. You see how we've got it at less than 10,000 feet and up to about 40,000 feet according to this. There's your rotation inside this tornado warned area. I'm gonna go to GR WSP3. It's not, and make sure it's not showing anything of correlation coefficient at this time on either one of these tornado warnings. Since they still are radar indicated, um, this upper tornado warning was issued at 4:55 Mountain Standard Time. It remains in effect until 5:15 Mountain Standard Time for northwestern Logan County. This has tennis ball size hail in a tornado. It was located 4 miles west of North Sterling Reservoir or 13 miles northwest of Sterling, moving at 25 miles per hour. Um, Locations impacted include North Sterling Reservoir. So, like I said, we're going to go back to WSP3 and pull up the see if we can see anything with correlation coefficient this time. Either one of these tornado warning storms. All right. Maybe something right there. I'm gonna go through some scans to see if it shows anything. I don't think that may be a ball, a debris ball or anything. I think that's just a scan. I'm gonna let it play for a while, let it run, and see what we get. Just let it play. See if it keeps moving. Because it has not been confirmed yet. It still says it's radar indicated at this time. Let it. Alright, let's go down to this one. That might be something right here. I'm going to pull up the reflectivity real quick because sometimes it could be just the reflectivity. Yeah, see how this storm is behind there? You see the opening back here? That's why you got the opening in the severe thunder in the correlation coefficient. Make sure it's not got any updated on this thing real quick. My thing wants to work finally. Get your track on this storm. He really doesn't have any towns out here because it's like this is in a more rural area where it's going. So like I said, it's in a very rural environment over here, but it will be crossing into Nebraska very soon. All right, I'm gonna zoom out real quick on these and see if we got anything else going on in these two tornado warnings. Look at the other areas of the United States. See what we got. Anything? We got some around Rapid City. We got some severe thunderstorm warnings. Nothing around Florida. Just some regular. Looks like some pop-up thunderstorms in Florida. Um, some meso detections around Rapid City and in Bismarck and everything. In North Dakota, there's two meso discussions. I said we're gonna focus on these tornado warnings until stay right here in this area until there's no tornado warning and everything. I'm gonna just scoot around here. Like I said, we're waiting to see if these anything else. This one does have 4-inch hail on it at this time reported. Let me go over here and pull up the. Let's see what it says on this storm. Give it a minute to change over from reflectivity to mean estimated hail size. That's what MEHS stands for. So here we go. Yes, there's almost 5 inch. There's 5-inch hail almost in this storm. I got there. You go, 5-inch hail in this storm right here. So that is extremely dangerous hail. That's enough to put large dents in your car and cause serious injuries if you're hit with this hail. So if you're in this area or know anybody in the path of this storm, let them know to take cover immediately. That this storm is very dangerous. It's a very dangerous situation with this hail size and the possibility of tornado. Like I said, 5-inch hail would definitely hurt. So, and I hope everybody's enjoying the chat, enjoying the live stream. Like I said, this is our first one doing, and I appreciate everyone for joining it. And thank you for coming here. We're going to be here until these tornado warnings go away, and to continue on with the severe weather tonight, because this is very dangerous. I'm going to scoot over here to this storm. Excuse me. See, it's got 2-inch hail here, but the other one is very the one with a 5-inch hail in this hail core. Let's see if I get zoomed in on a little bit more for you. Appears 5 inches as big as it goes right now. In this hail core, I don't see it any larger than 5-inch. Imagine taking a 5-inch hail ball and it's falling from the top of these clouds. It's unbelievable the damage it will be doing. I'm trying to see if they're giving any updates on it, on the severe weather, like any changes on this tornado warning. I'll swap over. Um, yeah, Jacob, that's correct, man. This is the hail itself makes this severe thunderstorm, this tornado warning dangerous. Um, in these severe forest, give you a little class here. For something to be severe thunderstorm, for them to get a warning, it's got to have winds of excess of 58 miles an hour, or hail, I think, of ½ inch to 3/4 inch larger. So it's gonna have one or two, and they'll issue a severe thunderstorm warning on this. Um, but right now they noticed rotation in these storms and threw out a tornado warning on these because they noticed some rotation in the inside the severe thunderstorm warning and made it a tornado warning. I'm gonna swap over to GR2 to see if we see anything changes on GR2. Um, you can see the rotation here is moved up just north south um, west of Petz. That's where the storm is. Um, this possible rotation may be just northeast of Eckley, near the middle of the top of the storm, where they got that severe thunderstorm warning right there. The rotation is probably right in this area. I'm gonna get 3D on this bottom storm real quick. See if we see anything. Look how high that storm is. Look at that, the 3D image on this. It's still over 50,000 feet. The base is just about 10,000 feet. Um, there's some rotation in it. You see it right here. You barely probably can see it on the screen, but there is still rotation right there. Um, it's, it's running about 20,000 feet and up to the storm. We look at it down here. You see it moving. See where it's at. You see the green and blue from the NROT settings on the radar. Usually, when it's something on the ground, this blue would have a yellow or red center indicating on the ground. Same with the green, it would be yellow or red. Oh, wrong button. I keep doing that. We're going to look at this storm up here now on 3D. And I see where this issue is severe thunderstorm warning. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. This is the one with a 4-inch hail core. There's a spectrum width on this. Now here's the rotation. There's a lot of rotation in this storm, all well defined in the middle of this. This is a storm that's kept that well defined rotation, if you notice it. So, like I said, I've shot this and has not been radar confirmed on the ground. But I imagine it's a large wall cloud that's been rotating and moving around. Um, like it's very large area rotation. We're gonna look at it from the top up. See here, you're looking at the top of the storm here, looking straight down in it. You got the blue and green, and it's just rotating like this. So it's there. It's just not low enough to reach the ground to cause any damage, which is a good thing. It's not all the way to the ground at this time. Last thing we will see is property damage and somebody hurt because of a tornado warning, because of a tornado. That's why we're here, to tell everybody, to keep them updated, keep them posted what's going on. I think the reason they issued this severe thunderstorm warning here is because it's approaching tornado warning Um, National Weather Service in Cheyenne, Wyoming at 5:08 Mountain Standard Time issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Cheyenne County in the Panhandle of Nebraska, southeastern Kimball County in the Panhandle of Nebraska until 5:45 Mountain Standard Time. At 5:07, a severe thunderstorm was located 8 miles north of North Sterling Reservoir, or 18 miles north of Sterling, moving at 30 miles per hour. 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. This is radar indicated. Locations impacted include Potter and Brownson. It also includes Interstate 80 in North Nebraska, 80 in Nebraska between mile markers 36 and 55. So this is the new tornado warning issued. This is I was looking. Um, Sorry, I just finished my frosty. Um, at 5:11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, National Weather Service, Denver, Colorado, has issued a tornado warning for northwestern Logan County in northeastern Colorado until 5:45 Mountain Standard Time. At 5:10 Mountain Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 6 miles north of Sterling Reservoir, or 17 miles north of Sterling, and tennis ball size hail. Locations include Pete's, North Sterling Reservoir, and Padrone. Um, Pete's is located in the panhandle of right at the border of Colorado and Nebraska. I'm going to zoom in on this one. I'm going to get another 3D view. This is the one that we've been watching that had the defined rotation in the storm. You see there, it's still there on 3D. So this hopefully will not, it just stays up in the clouds, will not come down to be confirmed. Um, so this is, a lot of this is over rural areas of Colorado and Nebraska, is what they were saying earlier today. All right, they've issued another tornado warning, radar indicated, on the second storm down here near Eckley. At 5:12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Goodland, Kansas National Weather Service issued a tornado warning for northeastern Yuma County and northeastern Colorado until 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. At 5:11 Mountain Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 13 miles northwest of Eckley, or 14 miles northwest of Ray, moving at 15 miles per hour. Tornado and tennis ball size hail was indicated. The radar indicated tornado. Locations impacted include Alvin and Juanita. And I'm watching to see if there's anything. They let the other two expire, or because the storms have already moved out of the previous warnings, so now they issued new ones to cover the new areas. I'll pull 3D up on this one. We're looking down at the storm on right here. You see Ray's here. See Holybrook. Barely can see Holybrook up there. It's up there. There we go. Holyoke. This is looking down on the storm through 3D. This is your base velocity. This is your storm relative, your spectrum width. You see this right here, that red? That's probably should be where the rotation is, right there, that red and green, red and yellow. Now we'll go to the rotation and look at it. It's very light rotation, but it doesn't take much to have rotation. 100 mile per hour gate to gate shear winds. Yeah, I believe it, Ronald. Um, I'll go to WSP3 in a minute and pull it up. Um, that way we can look at the correlation coefficient on WSP3. I'll go there right now. Actually, let me make sure there's no other. This is the only two. That's the only two tornado warnings we have right now. Pull up WSP3. They just issued two brand new meso discussions for this area. Um, and I'll go read them off real quick after I do this. I'm going to pull the correlation coefficient because I want to make sure there's nothing more going on. Let it get through scanning. You see here, I don't see any, right now I don't see any type of what should be a possible debris ball. If you look right through here, you can notice all this is probably a scan issue, feedback on the scans. Doubt if this is debris balls at all. This may be, it's very possible. This blue right here and this green is coming from the hail, since the hail is so large in this storm. Same with this one. This could be possibility of debris ball, but it's more likely due to the large hail it's picking up in this storm. And I'll pull up storm relative before I go look at the meso detections, meso discussions they have on this. Let this settle a minute. We're getting to a new scam. I'll go pull up the meso discussions and read them off real quick while this gets ready. Does a few scans. All right. All right. Go here. Meso discussions. See, we got three of them. We're going to read the first one off. Meso discussion 1705. Alright, 5:51 p.m. Central Standard Time. Areas affected is eastern Wyoming, eastern Colorado, into the Nebraska Panhandle concerning severe thunderstorm watch 570. The severe weather threat for severe thunderstorm watch 570 continues. Strong locally severe thunderstorms continue across the weather watch 570. Latest radar loop shows widespread thunderstorms, including a few well-organized rotating updrafts occurring over the central high plains region. The storms are evolving near multiple complex boundary interactions across the area, with low-level east-southeast flow affecting moist low-level air 60-degree dew points into the high plains, fueling the convection. Expect the storms to continue for several hours. It even says a couple brief tornadoes have been reported over the past couple of hours, and large hail is also indicated with a couple of the most intense updrafts. These risks, along with the potential for locally damaging wind gusts, are ongoing. With time, storms should grow upscale and spread eastward across southwestern Nebraska and northwestern Kansas where Tornado Watch 572 is in effect. And I'm gonna go over the watches and warning, the current watches and warning when I get done with these measure discussions. Measure discussion was 706. This is concerning the Tornado Watch 572. The severe weather threat for Tornado Watch 572 continues. Severe storms are forecast to continue spreading into this tornado watch, yielding an increased severe weather across the watch area. Um, Thunderstorms continue to increase in coverage just west of the watch area as you continue to spread into the western portions of the watch. One large complex storm continues to evolve over northern Yuma County as multiple cells continue to develop along a surface boundary and become ingested into the main rotating updraft. A tornado warning remains in effect for this storm, which with severe risk expected to increase across western portions of the watch area. So here we go with the current watches and warning watches. Severe thunderstorm watch 573 um, is in effect for northeast Montana until 1 a.m. Damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Scatter large hail. Isolated very large hail events to 2 inches in diameter. A tornado or two is also possible. Clusters of thunderstorms over central Montana will track northeastward across the watch area this evening. A few supercells and boat echoes are capable of damaging winds and large hail are possible. The severe thunderstorm watch is approximately along 80 statute miles north and south of a line 85 miles of Glasgow, Montana, 10 miles. All right. Let's go back. Tornado watch. A portion of southern Montana, western South Dakota, northeast Wyoming affected to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. A couple tornadoes are possible. Scattered damaging winds and isolated significant wind gusts to 80 miles per hour possible. Scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events to 3 inches in diameter. Alright. I'm just going through them real quick, everyone, to get back to the severe weather. This severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for northeast Colorado, western Nebraska Panhandle, and southeast Wyoming. In this tornado watch, is tornado watch reports of eastern Colorado, far eastern Colorado, northwest Kansas, and southwest Nebraska until 10 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. A couple tornadoes possible, scattered damaging winds, isolated wind gusts to 85 miles per hour, and very large hail events. So we're going to go back to the radars real quick. Go back to WSV3. We still got these 2 tornado warnings going at this time. Let's see if I get shear pull up on one of these storms. See if it'll pull up for me. That's not. It's not doing like it should. If you look, this storm is definitely getting it very severe going into peaks. As it crosses in. And you see they've issued a severe thunderstorm warning saying tornado is possible on this one. We still have this tornado warning here. Possibility of 2-inch hail 70-mile-per-hour winds. Pull up velocity. I'm gonna swap to this radar here. This inside Kansas is Golden, um, KGLD. See if I get a better look on this. Yes, so I thought it would give me on this tornado warning. Look here, we got some tornado vortex signatures on this tornado warning by changing the radar site. It's because we got closer to it than we were at. Um, Near South Dakota. All right, I'll go look at it, Ronald, real quick. Let me get this one. I'll go to it. Um, there's a 3 TVS on this storm. Low level delta velocity is 81 knots. Maximum delta velocity is 81 knots. Base height is 5,000 feet. Depth is 22,000, less than 22. This one, low level velocity delta is at 63 knots. Maximum is at 63. Base height is less than 13.1 thousand feet. Depth is 19,000. This one right here, the TVS of 8, which is tornado vortex signature. Low level delta is 82 knots. High delta is maximum delta is 818 knots. Base height is 5.7 thousand feet. Depth is greater than 22,000 feet. I'm gonna go change up here to the severe thunder to the new tornado warning. This found out about in South Dakota. Let me find the radar site. There we go. KUDX is out of Rapid City. It's just on the edge of this here. There we go. We're up here. Thank you, Ronald, for telling me. I'm kind of watching chat somewhat on my phone and checking over here, so I'm trying to keep up with both. I really appreciate that, Ronald. Thank you, dude. All right. So we got a meso detection here. Strength is 7. Low level rotation is 24 knots. Base height 6,000 feet. The depth is 37,000 feet on that detection. Saying possibility of 1 inch hail here. I mean, almost 1.75, so inch and 3/4 hail. Let me pull up the base velocity. This might just rotate. This might be a rotation in this storm right here. Let me get a little zoomed in on this thing. You also notice this area's also got a flash flood warning. Alright, National Weather Service out of Rapid City issued a tornado warning for central Fall River County in southwestern South Dakota until 5:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. At 5:21 Mountain Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 3 miles south of Cascade Falls or 12 miles southwest of Hot Springs, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. The rotation rate is a radar indicated tornado. This dangerous storm will be near Cascade Falls around 5:25 Mountain Standard Time, and Angostura Reservoir around 5:35 Mountain Standard Time. Please forgive me for my spelling, my pronunciation of these words. There's places I've never known. I'm from the South, and it's hard to say some of these. So please forgive me. I'm going to go to GR2 on this one and see what we got. But if you notice, this is a large severe thunderstorm warning on this here. This this severe thunderstorm warning was issued at 5:02 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and it expires at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's got a tornado possible, it says, hail at 1 inch, wind at 70 miles per hour, and the storm is moving northeast at 38 miles per hour. So like I said, I'm gonna swap over to GR2 on this storm, and we're gonna check and see if there's any updates on the other storms real quick. Alright, let me go up here. Just find this one. We're going to Fall River, South Dakota. Give it time to update. So if you know anybody in these areas, remember to let them know to stay weather aware. If you hear the sirens, get to the lowest part of your house, seek shelter, stay away from windows. If you're in a car, if you are in a car, do not park underneath an overpass of an interstate. Park outside of it. Do not get in the overpass. Get in a ditch or the lowest part you can. But if you get in that overpass, you have the possibility of the wind coming through there, flying debris. Plus, you're blocking the interstate with your vehicle if you park underneath there. Like I said, do not park in a overpass. Get to the lowest part. Alright, we're going to get a 3D view of this. That's how we do. There we go. We're running about 50,000 feet on this storm. There's a ton of rotation in this one. This is a possible rotating wall cloud. That's what this is. It's just a massive wall cloud rotating. If you see all this rotation here, all the green and blue, see how it's right there coming around at the bottom? This is probably a massive rotating wall cloud here. And they dropped the tornado warning on me, it looks like. They drop it. I'm going to zoom out again. I'm going to look at the 3D from the top. This is what we're looking at. It's this big, massive cloud, storm cloud. And this center part, right through here, where it's high in this area, this is probably just sitting here just rotating. And I'll get the 3D view from the top. See what I was talking about? How it's just large here, it goes there. This is probably just a massive rotating wall cloud at this time. Alright, since that tornado warning is gone, I'm going to scan this area, see if I see anything else real quick. I see severe thunderstorm warnings, but I'm going to go back down to the other two tornado warnings and go check them out with the other one that's in Yuma. This has been a long track tornado warning. It's still a tornado warning on radar scope. Okay, I'm going to go check here. They've taken the tornado warning off on WSV3 on this one. On that one, the only tornado warning I have right now is the storm in Yuma, Colorado. and it's this right here. I'm gonna go back to KGLD, which is Goodland, Texas, Kansas, where I had a better scan of the storm, and then I'm let GR2 catch up with me. All right, come on, GR2. There we go. Let this one catch up. I I want to thank everybody that's watching and everything at this moment. Um, I want to thank the moderators been in here helping out in this first live stream we're doing. Um, it means a lot for everybody to be here. We just had a TVS threshold of 8 show up on this this tornado warning out of Goodland. It's got a threshold of 8. Um, it's got a 1.4 rating. If you quit moving on me, 1.4 rating at 48,000 feet. 1.1 is at 33,000 feet. 2.3 is 26,000 feet. A 1.5 rating at 20,000 feet. A 2.1 rating at 12,000, right at 12,000, 1,800 feet. A 1.8 at 7,300 feet, and a 1.2 at 4,900 feet. I'm gonna grab a 3D view of this where we got this TVS marker. That way we can show. I can show you what they're looking at. And they're talking about these ratings. If you see, the storm is well over 50,000 feet. You see how it's cut off right there. That means the radar 3D didn't go up over 50,000 feet. And we'll look at it from the top. Then we go right back down to pull the rotation out of it. There's your rotation. This is a massive rotation here. You see the red here, and I was telling you earlier. About looking down, seeing the yellow and green. I'm gonna have to go to. You see the yellow and green here on this storm. That means it's possibly touching the ground. And see, we got some red, green coming out of it here. Red, yellow, and green. I'm gonna go to WSP3, pull up the correlation coefficient, and get another scan of this 3D version real quick before we go to show this. See, this is the massive area of rotation, and it's red at this time. It's probably supposed to get confirmed. Yeah, Bob, it does it does look kind of like a furnace, but you can see by looking down on this how massive this rotation here is in this storm. It's pulling the green here, where it's rotating. It's pulling that air, that wind into the storm, and it's circling right here. See, it's way out here too. This is a massive area of rotation in this storm. Better view it right there. There's the massive area of rotation. This should be possibly confirmed if somebody was down there looking at it. This may be over, but this looks mainly be like farmland. There may be some houses somewhere around this area, but it does look like farmland. Like I said, I'm gonna pull up the I want to grab the correlation coefficient real quick. I don't see anything that could possibly be a debris ball in this rotation this time, but if you notice, there's two TVS markers on this. TVS is a tornado vortex signature. Um, Low level delta velocity on this one is 98 knots. Maximum delta velocity is 134 knots. Base height is 5,000 feet. Depth is less than 27,000 feet. This one, tornado the signature 8. Low level delta velocity is 75 knots. Maximum is 75 knots. The base height is 17,000, less than 17,000 feet. The depth is 9,000 feet. I'm gonna pull up the storm relative on this real quick. Storm relative velocity. I'm getting that pink line. Let it go through another scan. Whoops, whoopsie. There's a lot of wind in this storm. 70 mile per hour incoming. I know that it say 93 mile per hour. Mile per hour incoming wind. 97, 114 mile per hour incoming wind right there. 109. That's around this TVS. 117 mile per hour outgoing. And you got 114 incoming. And you got 112 outgoing. This is rotating very rapidly around this TVS marker. This is a rapid rotation right here. I wouldn't be surprised if we look at GR2 that it does not become confirmed. Yeah, they do need to get a spotter out there. Um, they need to get somebody out there quick to confirm it. It looks like a lot of farm town. I mean, a farm area. Look at the rotation on this storm from 3D view. Look how it's. In my opinion, I say it's on the ground. There's nobody to confirm it. Um, this is a lot of farmland, and I just don't think anyone's around there yet to confirm it. If anybody's got radar scope and got the spotter network, you can look on it. If you're signed into a spotter network, you can see if there's anybody around this tornado warning this time and see if they reported anything. But I'm waiting on a new scan right now on this. To see what it looks like. 4-inch hail is being reported on this tornado warning again. Like I said, this is a very dangerous storm. This is the one we've been tracking for a while now. Let me check the correlation coefficient on WSB3 real quick. it play it for a minute. I want to look at something. This could be from the hail, or it could be what we're looking at on. See these two little blue dots? These may be, um, could possibly be some kind of debris ball, but I feel like it's more from the hail, because you see how big the hail court storm is right here. I think it's from that. I'm gonna look over here just about the other tornado warning real quick, see if there's any more out there. Um, just a real quick scan. I'm not moving the radar at this time. I'm gonna stay with the radar on this one. If you notice, there's a lot of TVS um, detections on these storms here. Again, Yuma. There's, if you look at this echo. I mean, this bow coming from Colorado Springs up to Yuma. There's probably a lot of straight line winds going with this storm right here. And that's why we're getting a lot of rotation from these straight line winds. Um, you can even see an outflow here. A little bit of outflow. Little small gust front starting on the front of this storm. But we only got one tornado warning at this time. So how's everybody doing tonight? Like I said, I want to thank everybody for coming here for our first um, live stream severe weather. I want to thank the moderators that are in here. This group couldn't do it without those people. Can't do it without you viewers either. I'm not gonna forget about you guys. Y'all are the reason we're doing this. Just to help protect you guys and keep y'all safe. Thank everybody that subbed. We really appreciate the subs. Um, just to let everybody know, I'm Bill. I'm just part of a team that does the live streaming. Um, the moderators in here, High Sneaky, Miss Wildest, RWZ, are also part of this team. We're all a team of people that like to um, watch severe weather, stream the severe weather, and protect everyone. Um, so, like I said, we're watching this line of storms here in Yuma. They're moving towards Burlington and Colby, which Colby is in Kansas, McCook is in Nebraska, North Platte, Nebraska. This is a large squall line, and it goes all the way down to Colorado Springs. There's a lot of hail in this storm system. Like I said, I'm checking other areas for anything like tornado warnings or anything. I see several severe thunderstorm warnings. There's 2 in Montana. There's 1 in South Dakota at the border of North Dakota. There's 2 near Rapid City and south of Rapid City around Pine Ridge. But our main concern is this tornado warning that we have been following since it started over in Yuma, west of Yuma, and has tracked all the way to here. Currently, this is the only tornado warning we have at this time. Hey Megan, thanks for coming back, and Glad you did your homework. I'm going to swap over to GR2 and look at this tornado warning on GR2 real quick. All right, we got two TVS markers on here, meso discussion and a TVS marker. This meso discussion is a threshold 8, 3,600 feet, 36,681 feet, 1.2, then 8,927 feet with a 1.1. The TVS is a threshold 8, and I'm gonna zoom in on it with the 3D real quick. This storm is it's got extremely large. If you look at the tops of it's over 50,000 feet. You see the base of it is below 10,000 feet. We'll look at the rotation again. This storm. There's your rotation. It's just a massive rotating thunderstorm. It's all over the place in rotation. I mean, it starts below 10,000, around 7,000 feet, and works its way up over 50,000 feet. If you look at the settings here on the rotation, so this is a lot of rotation in this tornado warning storm. I said we've been watching this one for a while as it tracks on, and I'm gonna check and make sure there's no other tornado warnings before I go in. Make sure there's not no any more tornado warnings. This is the only one at this time. There's a severe thunderstorm warning right here in Yuma County, Kit Carson County. There's and they just dropped the tornado warning on me. According to this, yep, the tornado warning has expired. They either expire or they canceled it for this area. But it still has a TVS marker. If you notice here, a storm chaser is in the area, cause storm chaser is in the area. He witnessed some wind blowing some dust around. It was seen on his webcam at Ray. He said he had estimated winds at 80 miles per hour with this severe thunderstorm. So there is a storm chaser. It doesn't say any names or anything. This says he reported 80-mile-an-hour wind gust 4 miles north of Ray in Yuma County, Colorado. So he's got his camera out there videoing this severe weather. He's on the storm. If you look, we was talking about that gust front a while ago on yeah, it's crossing right now. The TVS is crossing into Nebraska. I was talking about the outflow boundary, also the gust front. If you look right here, you'll see it starting up, getting kind of organized in this area right here. And then if you look in the velocity, you can see it going right here. See the outflow boundary, also known as the gust front, right there. and then the calm in between. So you'll get this frontal system go come in, and then you'll get a little quiet moment, and then the big stuff is going to hit. It's like the warning before the big storm. I'm gonna try to get my epic pin going real quick, so bear with me. That way I can make some markings on this and hopefully see if it'll show up. I'm gonna go WSB3. WSB3 still says tornado, still got a tornado warning on it. Um, I'm gonna see if this works real quick. It's not gonna work. But if you see her, look, I'm gonna zoom out on this thunderstorm, this line of storms here. Just give you an example of how large this area is. It stretches well below Pueblo, almost into Trinidad, Colorado. This storm system, and it moves up all the way up to Holyoke and into Sydney. All this is together is this one large frontal system into Scotts Bluff. And I'm gonna see if this check on this tornado warning. It's still showing here, but I think it expired as it moved into where they put another one up. I don't know why WSP3 is being slower. I checked my other two radar sites, and there is no tornado warning at this time. It's just showing up on WSP3 and still is not expired. It will probably go off in next 30 seconds though. There it goes. So at this time, we do not have any tornado warnings. Um, if anybody's got any questions or anything, feel free to ask real quick. Um, while we're in a kind of a lull of the weather, I can see it in chat. So just ask me a question, and I'll reply to y'all. Um, it's JCN. I feel like you. I think it should still be warned, tornado warned, but they may not see anything on the radar to indicate um, the need for the tornado warning to keep continue. Um, I'll look at it on GR2 again and GR3 at the base velocity. I'll swap the base velocity on this one. Um, but like I said, they see something that we don't. It may get tornado warned any minute now. It's Um, However it goes, this is how they're doing it this moment. I feel like it's just a tornado warned, in my opinion. All right, the EF scale. Good idea, JCN. I tell you what I do. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna pull up the SPC, and we're gonna look at the E. I'm gonna find the EF scale and show you about it. Okay. Everybody knows when a tornado occurs, there's not a EF rating giving. An EF rating is given after the National Weather Service goes out, sends a survey team. They look at the damage. So I'm gonna pull up and explain the EF system, EF scale system here real quick. Go EF scale. All right. Let's see what y'all are. Okay, y'all are still on. I'm gonna leave this radar up right here. I'm gonna change it back to reflectivity while explaining what I found. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit for you. That way you can see what's all going on in this large squall line that's been this building. All right, here we go. The original Fujita scale or F scale was developed by Theodore Fujita. All tornadoes and other severe local windstorms were assigned a number according to the most intense damage caused by the storm. The enhanced F scale, also known as the EF scale, was implemented on February 1st, 2007. The EF scale uses 3-second wind gust estimates based on more detailed system for assessing damage, taking account for different building materials. On the old F scale, F0, it was 40 to 70 mile per hour wind, 72 mile per hour winds with light damage. Now, on the enhanced Fajita, the EF scale, EF0 is 65 to 85 mile per hour. The old F1 was 73 to 112 mile per hour with moderate damage. EF1 is 86 miles per hour to 110 miles per hour. F2 was 113 mile per hour to 157 mile per hour with considerable damage. EF2 is 111 to 135 miles per hour. F3 was 158 mile per hour to 207 mile per hour with severe damage. EF3 now is 136 to 165 mile per hour. F4 was 208 to 260 mile per hour with devastating damage. EF4 is 166 to 200 mile per hour. The F5 was 261 to 318 miles per hour with incredible damage. And EF5 is over 200 mile per hour winds. Luckily, this year we have not had an EF5. We've had EF2, some EF2s, EF0s, a couple EF4s. I'll tell you what we've had this year. Um, this is what we've had so far. Um, I Here we go. Let me find it. I know the Dayton tornado and the Linwood, Kansas tornado was two EF4 tornadoes. I'm trying to find it here. So give me a second. I think it wasn't El Reno, Ronald. It was the Linwood, Kansas. Because I remember reading it last night. Let's see if I can find out what it was. I tell you, I'll find it and I will let y'all know in Discord what I found. Because I remember reading it last night. I just can't find it at this moment. Like I said, I'm looking for it. I don't see it right now. But I will have that information for you later on in Discord. We're at the WSB3, so we got um, any other questions, real quick? Yeah, like I said, usually when they look at the damage, they don't immediately give out the rating. They take a while to survey it. I know it was a day or so after the Dayton tornado that they finally issued the rating. It was not the next day. It was like the day, 2 days later, they issued that tornado rating. Like I said, they go by the wind damage. They let how severity of the wind, the building construction, um, how far they have even looked at how far it tracked before they give the rating out. Now I'm looking now see if there's any more tornado warnings. There's another meso discussion just got popped up. Another tornado watch just popped up around Rapid City, Billings, and Miles City. I'll go get that off, let everybody know. All these tornado watches we got going on. There's one, two, three tornado watches and one meso discussion at this time. Um, Let me look around see what we got in other parts of the United States. Um, I said we got three tornado watches, and there's still a TVS on this former tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning right here. I've got a TVS of 9 and a TVS of 6. So there's still a lot of high winds in this storm. Now they use the radar as a guideline and the winds off of it, and then they go out and look at the damage that the wind that it caused in these areas. Zoomed in a little too much on me. There's some RF right there, so it's gonna be hard to pick this up on this scan. And then I'm gotta let it do another scan on me. I now got a TVS of 7 and 6 on this storm. Give it a sec. Let it give me another scan. Let the live scan go through. Then it stop all this jumping. There we go. All right. See, there's a 67 mile per hour wind, 60 mile per hour wind incoming. So there's a lot of wind in this, high wind in this storm around these TVS markers. A lot. I'm gonna go to GR2 and pull up a 3D on this storm because I kind of like the 3D. But look at all these TVS markers on this line coming through. We're not done here, folks. It's gonna be a long night. Just to let you know, um, I'm gonna go check. Oh, thank you, Jay Bauer. I really appreciate that. I knew Dayton and Linwood. I forgot about Beauregard, Alabama, but I knew the Linwood and Dayton because we were watching those that one night. I really appreciate that. See, you ask the chat and somebody goes and helps you. But look at this gust front that's coming off of this storm. This squall line that's coming. It's right here. Look at all these TVS markers. Um, Kathleen, I'm out of Frosty, so I'm in trouble. It'd be water and Dr. Pepper, and I think I need to cut out on those for a little bit. Um, so I'm gonna swap over GR2 real quick and look at this storm. You see the variation in GR2, GR3, WSV3. You saw all the TVS markers on WSV3 down through here. GR2 only had showing 2. Shows a threshold of 8 right here. And then it shows another one, meso detection of 8 here. So this is your TVS markers right through this area. I'm going to zoom in, do a 3D view of this area right here because I got some possible rotation in this area. It's noticing, and I'm going to pull that up. We're going to look at that real quick on a 3D version. There's your 3D version of the storm. We're looking down. This is the base reflectivity. This is the front of the storm. Frontal line as it's moving through. There's your base velocity. This is what I was kind of concerned looking at. This area right here. On this velocity. Now we'll look at the rotation on this. There's your rotation on this storm. It's a lot of it. I said it's not tornado warned. It may not be the top, but it's got a ton of rotation updraft going up into the storm. And if you see it's going above 50,000 feet, if you look inside the storm, it's going from probably about 7,000 feet all the way up to the tip of the storm with rotation. Yeah, I think I'll be okay without Frosties. I got enough Dr. Pepper and water, so we're gonna be going with it. But he said, I don't know how long I've been sitting here in this chair, but I do know I may have to stand up for a second. So if y'all hear me stand up, that's why. I'm gonna zoom in. There's another gust front starting right there. You see it? You got that one right there. Then you got this one going down through here. I'm gonna show y'all what the gust front looks on 3D from the top. You see the line right there? It doesn't pick it up that well, but it's right through here. There's another storm right there. You can't really tell with the base velocity either. But I'm gonna check see what kind of warnings we have at the moment. Just got some severe thunderstorm warnings in these storms. I'm gonna put on a radar loop for a second and get up, walk around, if that's okay with everyone. I'm gonna zoom it in right here on this one, and I will be right back. Um, so just give me a few minutes. If you have any questions, I will have my phone with me watching the radar. But I'm gonna walk outside for a second, um, move my back around because I can't sit for a while, and I'm gonna mute my mic. But I'll have my phone with me watching it. So if you got any questions, if I see anything, if you see anything, let me know and I'll run back to it. Okay? Okay, I'm back. I think RWZ said we had a tornado warning in Iowa. I'm going to it. Find it. Yep, there it is. It's just around Cedar Rapids. Okay, here we go. Let me get WSB3 to pick up here. There we go. It's a small little cell that decided to go tornado warning. It's all by itself. What we call this, a happy little cell. Alright, let me swap GR2 to that area. Get it going. And then we'll swap over to GR2 on this one. Alright, bear with me for a minute. We got GR2 here. Here we go. Alright. Let it get caught up on the stream. Let's see what we got here. Alright, here we are. We got it. Alright. The public did confirm a funnel cloud at 0015 UTZ, which it will be 7 o'clock, 7:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. A funnel cloud was reported in Lynn, Iowa, 4 miles south southeast of Palo, in the county of Lynn. It was the public reported this. We're going to do a 3D view of this and see if we see what they saw possibly. This is a low 20,000 foot storm, definitely. Say this a happy little cell. Rotation must be gone in it. I don't see any rotation on 3D as you look with me. I'm looking this time. It may have been a brief spin up of a funnel cloud. I don't see anything at this moment in any scan on this storm through the NROT setting of GR2. Let me pull NROT over on this base velocity on the right side of the screen. You notice I don't see any. Whoops. I don't see any kind of NROT, which NROT is the rotation. I don't see any sign of rotation on the ground in the area this time of this storm going by NROT. Even though you see the town of Hiawatha, Cedar Springs, like I said, the public did recognize this. At 7:31 Central Standard Time, National Weather Service out of Quad Cities, Iowa, Illinois, issued a tornado warning till 7:45 Central Standard Time for southwestern Lynn County. At 7:31, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Cedar Rapids, moving east at 5 miles per hour. Weather spotters reported this funnel cloud. Expect damage to mobile homes, roofs, and vehicles. This dangerous storm will be near Cedar Rapids around 7:35 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hiawatha around 7:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include Morgan Creek Park. This also includes Interstate 380 between mile markers 18 and 25. Um, like I said, I'm looking at the end. Instead of base velocity over here on the right side of the screen, I've got the NROT pulled up. It's not showing anything at this time on that. I'm going to switch it back to base velocity. Um, Maybe a little bit up in here, but like I said, I pulled up the 3D on this storm and didn't see anything at all. I'm going to go right there. See, say low level 20,000, maybe 22,000 foot storm. We're looking at the 3D of it again to see if we see anything. We'll look down, see if we see any rotation from the top. I don't see any type of rotation right now on this storm. So this right here may get, they may let this expire since there's no rotation noted at this time on this storm. But we will definitely keep an eye on it. I'll leave GR2 on this. That way I can go back and forth. Yeah, this morning we were doing our forecasting, just like Sneaky just said. We did look at the CIN, which is convective inhibition, which convective inhibition basically is the instability or stability in the air. The greater number of CIN, convective inhibition, means the more stable the air is at this time. So there's a little weather knowledge for you during this broadcast. All right, I'm gonna go back to WSB3, and I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna go back to the Iowa, the Kansas, Nebraska area on WSB3, but I will be checking this area on my end to see what I see. Because I believe that's just probably going to be let that expire possibly. All right, let me swap over here back to KGLD, which is back in Kansas, and look at this squall line and make sure there's nothing else happening anywhere. I see some severe thunderstorms. Like I said, this squall line's got a lot of TVS markers on it per WSB3. Yeah, I want. Yeah, it's a weird tornado warning for sure. Um, it's it's just out there by itself. It may have had enough for the cape may have broken enough. It had the helicity, which helicity is the spin in the atmosphere, just maybe spin up with the lifted index to spin up a small funnel cloud and then go away when he got into a more stable environment. So that might be why we're not seeing anything on it. But like I said, I'm going to keep a watch on it on my side as we watch this major line of storms as they enter into Nebraska and Kansas. like I said, we're not going to leave you hanging. Just because there's not a tornado warning at this time, I'm still checking it. We noticed a thunderstorm warning here just east of St. Francis, Kansas. Does have tornado possible on it with 2.5 inch hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds. Um, at 7:40 p.m. Central Standard Time, National Weather Service out of Goodland, Kansas, issued this severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Cheyenne County in northwestern Kansas, west central Orleans County in northwestern Kansas until 8:45 Central Standard Time. At 7:40 p.m. Central Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 13 miles south of St. Francis, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. This has tennis ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gust. Locations impacted include St. Francis, Bird City, and Wheeler. And this is a reminder, a tornado watch still remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Standard Time for northwestern Kansas. So we'll pull up the, oops, I went in a little bit too far that time. My little roller went too far. You see there's a TVS of 6 on this storm, which is tornado vortex signature. Low level delta velocity is 58 knots. The maximum delta velocity is 80 knots. Base height is 1.2 thousand feet. And the depth is greater than 21,000 feet in the storm. I'm gonna pull up. You see a little bit of a hook right here, backwards hook on the bottom. You see the inflow here on the storm coming in right there. You also see a gust front, a major gust front starting on this line down here. So there's some heavy winds. Said I'm gonna pull up the velocity on this, the base velocity, to see if we see anything here. Tornado warning just issued. While we're sitting here, just issued a tornado warning on this storm. Radar indicated tornado. At 7:43 p.m. Central Standard Time, the Goodland, Kansas National Weather Service issued a tornado warning for southeastern Cheyenne County in northwestern Kansas, west central Rawlins County in northwestern Kansas until 8:30 Central Standard Time. At 7:43, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 10 miles southwest of Bird City or 10 miles southeast of St. Francis, moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. It says tornado and hail up to 2 inches in diameter, and it's radar indicated. Impacted cities include Bird City. So if you know anybody in this area, tell them to take cover immediately. This is a tornado warning. Even though it says radar indicated, doesn't mean it's not there. It means the rotation has been found on radar with many algorithms that it made them issue this tornado warning. It can't produce a tornado. If there's spotters or public or law enforcement reports a tornado on the ground, it will change from tornado radar indicated to tornado confirmed. See if I get a track on this storm real quick. Here we go. See if we get some towns in this. There we go. Bird City at 9:10 p.m. Well, 8:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. McDonald at 8:25 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it's a slow moving storm. Like I said, it is radar indicated. All it takes is someone on the ground to report that they see it for it to become radar confirmed. It can become confirmed by radar also. There's your correlation coefficient. I'm pulling up right now to see if we see anything. I see a lot of radar feed in it. I really don't see any kind of debris ball at this moment. Well defined debris ball. There's little spots, but we can't call those debris balls at this time. Alright, I'm going to swap over to GR2 and pull this up. And pull this up real quick, okay? Alright, just to let you know, the tornado warning in Iowa has been expired or canceled. There's no longer a tornado warning in Iowa. Alright, as it's downloading, I'm going to swap over to GR2. Give it a second to download. And if you look here on the right, we have a TVS marker, a threshold of 21.9. This will probably be confirmed real quick if somebody's around there. So I'm gonna pull up the 3D on this warning where the TVS is and see if we can see it on 3D. If you're in Bird City, take cover immediately. If you know someone, let them know, take cover immediately in Bird City. If you notice this storm, when we looked at the 3D of the base velocity, look how it's moving upward. It's got a wedge to it, to the storm. And you can tell that on 3D, how it's wedged up. As we look at it from the east here, let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys, because I want y'all to be able to see it. See this wedge, how it's wedged down. You can see how it's almost on the ground. This TVS is. This rotation is almost on the ground. I'm taking it real slow through here so y'all can see what I'm looking at. Okay, I'm gonna close the 3D out. It's not tornado, it's not confirmed yet, but this is you see a little bit how the inflow is coming in this area. Right here. It's pulling it in. I'm gonna put this on the right side screen on base velocity. There's a lot of RF right here. This area I am very concerned about. Here's your red and green. This is showing me, this is your signature here of the tornado. So the red and green interact, meet. Red is away from the radar, green is towards the radar. You see there's a spot of red and the green in the middle. There's the green with the red in the middle, and the TVS is in the middle of this. I'm shocked it's not been confirmed yet. They may not see it. This is more likely a rain-wrapped tornado. That might be why it's not confirmed. A rain-wrapped night tornado is one of the most dangerous tornadoes because not only are you dealing with the night, you're dealing with the rain, and it's hard to find them. It's hard to locate these tornadoes in this weather. Let's see if there's any. I'm going to continue. In the upper storm up here, a tornado, a spotter did report, a storm chaser did report a brief tornado at 7:33, 8 miles northwest of Parks, Nebraska, in Dundee County. Like I said, a storm chaser did report a brief tornado in that area. There's wind gusts back here, 70 to 80 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gust, 75 mile per hour wind gust. This is a very dangerous situation with these high wind gusts, the tornado warnings, the large hail. So just give me a few seconds, guys. All right. Like I said, this is this storm keeps cooking too. As we're sitting here watching this, you can notice the hook's gotten more well defined where the inflow's coming in here on this storm. And then on the 3D here, you can see where it's getting a very tight rotation on this storm. It's getting tighter. I'm going to pull up the 3D again on this storm. If you see where this TVS is, this is where I'm worried about this tornado being located at. Where this red has gotten real tight, wrapped around the green. That's where the inflow is on this storm. Showing the rotation. And I want you to look at how this storm kind of steps up to 50,000 feet on the 3D. Can y'all see the 3D better? Get out history. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Look look how low this rotation is on this storm. I'm shocked it is not confirmed at this moment with as many people in this area. Um, it is very low to the ground. As you see, it's less than probably 4,000 feet off the ground. Um, it's got some yellow touching on the bottom, which means it's touching the ground in areas on this 3D rotation. I keep hitting. I'm gonna swap. I'm gonna go over and look at WSV3. That way we can get a better look at this on WSV3 and pull up the correlation coefficient on this tornado warned. I don't. But this being that size of hail, this could be the hail, picking up the hail as it falls through on correlation coefficient. Let it give me some more couple more scans on here to rule out anything. I'm thinking this might be a debris ball. Yeah, JCN, if you need to go to bed, go to bed. We may have a debris ball. Way I'm looking up here, I'm gonna zoom in. This area right here could possibly be a debris ball. I'm gonna let it go through a couple more scans, looking at it. With everything lofting up in this area, it's still there. It's not going away with the scans. Like I said, this is very possible to be a debris ball. It's not confirmed at this time. Let me look at reflectivity. Look at the hook we've got here going. I call this a boot. We got a boot here. We got a hook here. So there's a lot of inflow coming on this storm. It's inflowing in this area. I'm going to pull up the velocity real quick. This is a dangerous storm. Here we are in velocity. There's a lot of RF here. But still, you can still see the red and green in this area, in a light green. There's 60 mile per hour wind incoming. And right where we saw that possible debris ball up here, it's probably some more rotation up there in that area, and it's top of this corner of this tornado warning. I'm gonna give this time. This is storm relative velocity. This is not base velocity. I'm gonna swap the base. Storm relative is more to pull up the tornado, the signature couplet of a tornado than base. Let me pull up correlation coefficient again. See, that area is still there. I think we have a debris ball going right now, in my opinion, right here on correlation coefficient. All right, thank you, RWZ. So we do have debris going. at this moment, it's always good to have a second opinion on these storms. Um, Somebody else to look to kind of give you a heads up. I'll show you it on GR2 real quick, the debris ball. That way we can show it through two different two different sites. I'm swapping over to GR2 right now. Okay, if you look on GR2 right now, there's your debris ball. It's the same area as WSB3, and apparently radar scope from looking at chat, seeing RWZ's post. Then we'll pull it up on GR3. I'm gonna go to that same site and show you how it's three different areas are showing debris in that area. Okay, I'm gonna swap over GR3, show y'all real quick. Alright. Right there's the debris ball on GR3. As soon as it swaps over. There we go. Right here's your debris ball on GR3. So all three radars are showing a debris ball in the same area. So that's telling me we do have a tornado on the ground right now. Possibly. I'm going to go back to GR2, pull up the 3D. You see there's two TVS markers on this tornado warning. So I'm going to go back to GR2. That way we get the 3D view of this storm. I'm going to leave that on correlation coefficient. Alright, I'm going to pull up the GR2 real quick. Let me zoom back some. There you go. There's your rotation. There's where it's at on the ground. You see the yellow just outside the south? See how it's going up into the storm? There's your tornado. There's your tornado on here. I'm going to get a better view of the 3D. I'm going to zoom out some. See where that debris ball is. I'm going to try to go right there. See if I can see anything on it. Very little right where that debris ball is showing, but that's probably where the debris is being lofted in. But it's got a nice hook, nice boot to it though. And you can look at this, you see where looking at this, the 3D version here, you can see the updraft of this storm right there. You see how it's going up and building right there. It's pulling that convection up into the supercell. This is a large supercell storm. We'll go on this side of it, just that way everyone can see the updraft of it. There's the rotation again on 3D. Like I said, this is a very this is a dangerous situation with this tornado warning. There's still a debris ball on correlation coefficient. I still see a small debris ball here. Um, I keep clicking a button. I gotta remember to change it. Um, if you know anybody near Bird City, I would let them know immediately to take cover because of this tornado warning. All right, I'm gonna swap back to WSP3. And look at the correlation coefficient. So I get pulled back up. And you look here on WSP3, we got a well-defined debris, two spots of debris right here inside this tornado warning. Um, all right. Let me see here. I'm going to change over to base velocity to reflectivity to look at the storm, the tornado. You see there's one hook here and then it's starting another one back here on this back side of the storm where this TVS 7 is at this moment. According to this has got 70-mile-per-hour winds. That's probably 70-mile-per-hour sustained winds. It's probably got more gusts than that. I'm gonna look at the estimated hail size. It'll tell me. That way, give you this idea of the hail that's going on in this severe thunderstorm. It's not gonna give it to me right now. Let it go through the scan real quick. There we go. Four 4.5 inch hail inside this tornado warning. Almost 5 inch hail in this tornado warning. 4.7, 4.6. This southeast of Bird City, you have 4.5 inch hail. located in this severe thunderstorm. 3-inch hail. This storm is producing major site dangerous hail in this storm. We're getting close to another storm with 5-inch hail. Even behind this, over in St. Francis, you're getting 1 inch, almost 1 inch hail, inch and a half hail. All right, they have released the tornado warning on this storm. I'm going to zoom out and see if there's any more at this time. Let me change over reflectivity. I'm gonna give it about another 5 minutes. If there's not another tornado warning, I'm gonna have to. I hate to do this, everyone, but I'm having a lot of back pain right now, um, in my back from sitting. But I'm trying to go as long as I can because this is very um, important to keep everyone safe and protected. Um, I'm searching for any kind of severe tornado warnings or anything at this time. Um, I will let you know if another tornado warning comes up. I will go back live. Right now, all we have is some severe thunderstorm warnings and some other flash flood warnings. But I'm hurting in my back, and I hate to do it. I've been sitting here since before 6 o'clock. Um, but I really appreciate everybody's show coming in here tonight. I want to thank our moderators and everyone that made this live stream tonight. This is your Severe Weather Watchers group. We're a group. We're not one single person. Um, if everybody let's talk in chat, I'll tell everybody good night. Um, like I said, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight and everything. Meet us on Discord. Um, I'll come in Discord and talk for a little while. Go to general chat. Like I said, thank y'all so much. I'm just hurting a little bit. Um, I'm gonna be ending the stream right now. Like I said, I want to thank everyone for coming in tonight. Hit that like, subscribe, click that notification. Um, like I said, I really appreciate everyone stopping in. The moderators, thank you all. Um, so y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all in Discord. I'm gonna get up out of this chair and go walk around for a minute. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, JCN. Thank you, Miss Wildest, Bob, RWZ, Sneaky. Thank you, Jessica, for joining in. Um, y'all all have a good night. I'll meet y'all in Discord and talk for a little while. But I've got to get up and move around because my back's hurting.